What up my awesome viewers, RioGion here, and so far my experiences with the Razer Kishi 2, they're good things, there's obviously bad things, but overall I would say it is a better GameSir controller. That is so far like my analysis and time spending with it. I feel like it's the GameSir controller what it should be, but the only issue is that if you have a folding device, the GameSir would still win. So the very first thing is that the buttons, like these buttons are stiff and they hurt over time. These buttons are very soft and they do not hurt over time. So that's the main improvement there. These analog sticks, these are what I like to call legit analog sticks, because they feel like actual console controller analog sticks. These ones are Switch analog sticks. So I have not had the pleasure of experiencing some Joy-Con drift yet, but only time will tell. But as of now, as of filming the video, I have not had that pleasure of experiencing the good old Joy-Con drift. So not yet. But when it does, and if Metroid works, I will happily take the challenge of playing Metroid Dread with Joy-Con drift. That sounds nice. That sounds like a good time. Sounds like a challenging Elden Ring time. So, anyways, that's pretty much the only downside is the sticks. But actually, in practice, they're not as bad as like the sticks on the Rig MXG, the one that's not the Pro one where the controller is super long, but like the smaller, more compact one. It has those sticks that are similar to this, but not as flexible as this. Like those ones, they don't have that wide range of motion as this one does, even though this one is really not that wide in terms of range of motion, but it's a lot better than the other one, because like there's more precise movements here. I can play FPS games and be pretty okay with these sticks, so that's me. And besides that, these are nice. They are linear. I do play some racing games. Yeah, overall they're not like the old ones. Like these are the old ones here. Yeah, they don't have that sound on the new one, so they definitely fixed that. It's silent. Like the only time when you hear this is because I'm just clicking it like really loudly, and it bottoms out and it hits the plastic. That's the only reason why it is there. And then there's these two little macro buttons on the top. It's also clicky. It's also tactile. These are also clicky. These are also tactile. And the same thing with the D-pad. The D-pad is also clicky. It's also very tactile. The buttons are very clicky, tactile. Like everything here is clicky and tactile, and it feels really good. So the one main concern about this controller versus other controllers is that when looking at videos, I was really afraid of the size, because I was going to be scared that it was going to be like a lot longer, maybe like this, as it's like sort of default mode and it spreads out even longer, but it's not. This is actually a really good size. So in terms of phone fittings, it's okay. So this is what the fold would look like on here. And overall, it's actually a more enjoyable experience on the V2 than a modified version of the V1. So this is what it's gonna look like on the V1 here. Where you guys see me do the showcase for the Fold 3. This one sticks on here. Oh, by the way, for the people that are wondering, so for the V1, you have to take out the piece here, and you have to leave this one on, and it has to be cut. So, if you want more details on that, yeah, I'll make another separate video. But for now, for demonstration purposes, this is what the V1 will look like. There you go. And overall, I would say the V2 is more enjoyable just because the fact that it's longer here. Like, these are short and stubby, while on the V2 it's like, it's longer. Yeah, so it feels longer, there's more grip, even though, is it actually longer? Probably not. Maybe ever so slightly, nah. But yeah, like for some reason, maybe like the back here or something, like the grip overall feels more comfortable here. So that's what I'm feeling like. But you know, I could be going crazy for all I know. But of course, the best. This is the best grip because it's not going down, it's going up. So this is the best grip in terms of controller for the Fold 3. Now, if you have a regular phone, which I have a regular phone for demonstration now, I have the Pico Poco X3. And this one is a regular phone. So in terms of a regular phone, this one is by far the best. Like this looks really consoleized, and it's very stable too because of just how the back is. Like, it's very stable. And of course you're wondering how come I don't use a case, because if I use a case it's not gonna work. It's just simply not gonna work because this phone is just really thick already, and with a case it's only getting thicker and it doesn't work. But to be honest, I honestly don't think you need a case for this phone because it's a plastic back. So if you drop it, the only thing that's really gonna hurt is the camera, and the cameras aren't the best to begin with. So I feel like if you need a phone to take pictures and videos, this is not the phone for you. If you need a phone to play video games, this is definitely the phone for you. Like, this is a very good phone to play video games on. So that's kind of my 2 cents here. So that's what the Pico Poco Phone 3 X3 Pro. Like, ooh, it feels super consoleized and everything. It feels very nice to the hand. It feels light. It doesn't feel heavy like the Fold. Overall, a very enjoyable experience. And then for the regular Kishi, you have to take this out. You know, this little plastic here, you have to take it out. And this one, yeah, you also have to take it out. But maybe you don't. But it just clicks better if you do take it out. And kind of placed like that. So it's kind of, this kind of hangs out a little bit here because of see how there's the camera bump that's kind of like stuck on the plastic there, and that's how it's like here with the V1. Overall, you still have that console experience. It still feels very good, to be honest. If you want to save money and you don't mind no clicky buttons, this is pretty good actually. Like the V1, you can get it for like 40 bucks now, so that's a pretty sweet deal for this one. And then of course for the GameSir X2, this one will feel more consoleized. And yeah, that's how it feels like here. Let me see. There we go. It finally makes contact. Yep. Okay. It does work. Cool. Just wondering whether or not it does work, and it does work. Overall, yeah. It feels more like a console than the V2, I guess, but they all kind of feel like a console because they're all telescopic controllers. But it's just this one, it does feel lighter, but the buttons, they're just too painful to use, to be honest. So yeah, that's what the GameSir V2, but that's just me and personal preferences and things like that. So anyways, going back to the V2, if you don't have the V1, get the V2. I feel like that is a good starting point, but if you want to wait for a sale, which is definitely going to happen, let's face it, this is going to be like a mass produced item. Yeah, this is definitely going to be something you'll find at your local Best Buy, just like the Razer V1. You'll most likely find this at a local Best Buy soon. I say maybe, if not at the end of this year, maybe next year, you'll probably just like walk down to Best Buy and check it out. So yeah, that's with the V2. And if you want to wait for a sale, definitely. If you want the sale now, get the V1, because it's literally like 40 bucks or 50 bucks or something like that. Like the price is like cut in half. So I honestly think this one, if you have like a gaming phone, like a Poco X3 like me, like this feels good. This feels really good actually. So yeah, that works too. So yep, that's kind of like my 2 cents with the V2. I feel like overall, yeah, it's nice, but it's just, if you have the V1, don't do it. But if you don't, and you want it now, it's 100 bucks. Is it worth 100 bucks? When you feel it, you'll know. In terms of if it's worth that price. But if you want to compare it to something like the GameSir, I would say yes, this is a better GameSir, just in terms of the buttons. But in terms of the analog stick, the GameSir will win, because the GameSir has regular, legit analog sticks versus the Kishi V2's switch analog sticks. To be honest, I think this controller would have been great, and oh, also it's extremely light. I'll refer you over to my box opening video where I scale everything. This is really, really light. Like, it's so light that it makes you think that it's cheap, but which kind of does. But yeah, besides that, I honestly think if you really want to get this, you will justify that it's worth it. Like, this thing will make you justify spending 100 bucks because of just how good this feels. Like, these buttons, man, they feel good. They feel great, actually. These buttons feels great. The analog sticks, not so much, but besides that, overall, I think it's a good if you don't have the V1 and you want to spend 100 bucks now. But if you do have the V1, don't do it. It's not worth it, because in some cases you can argue the V1 is the more superior controller just because it has legit analog sticks. And these buttons feel great too. So the only reason why you would not get the V1 is for some reason you have a folding phone like me and you don't want to mod it. Like, cause I mod mine and it feels great. But yeah, if you don't want to mod yours, you don't have to. And then there's always the ones that justify the GameSir no matter what. If you are the ones that justify the GameSir no matter what, this video is not going to change your mind. You're going to justify the GameSir no matter what. So do that in the comments down below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So overall, that's my review, what I think about it, what I like, don't like. Overall, I have to say this is a like. But this can be super like if it has the legit analog sticks, but it doesn't, so it's just a like. And yeah, that's basically what I think. If you guys liked the video, comment, subscribe, the bell, thumbs up for more content. You guys stay awesome.